Yo, it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk, guys. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of World of Tanks, and it is moi in my Bat Chat 12T. Spawned into Pilsen. We are in the South Spawn, and it is a two-tier battle. I'm top tier. Pretty good setup. You'll notice that they've got a 100-01, and we have no such thing. We have two mediums. They have the 100-01. Advantage them down in the factories. We'll see how this goes. We're going to talk about multiple things here. We're going to talk about close games. We're going to talk about unforced errors. We're going to talk about salty people. And we're going to talk about how to win those close games. Things that you can do and things that you shouldn't do. So let's get started on the timer. And we'll head over here. We're going to go over to the east side. Got an E25, a Progetto, a couple other people, and myself. And we are going to tunnel up through the very edge of the map, because that's what you do on this map. Oh boy. Okay, so we're gonna go over here and we want to fight in the bushes, right? In the tunnel bushes. There's all kinds of cover along here. It's probably one of the most covered parts of any map in the entire game. Both sides can bush tunnel all the way up into each other's face and then play punchy face. I'm gonna go right after this guy. I'm hoping this E25 follows. I'm pretty sure he doesn't know I'm here. I miss because I'm a Muppet, and that was a really bad auto aim effort. He was already by the time I fired, so I had a really high line of sight. He goes by, I go by, and nobody's harmed. But everyone in the world knows we're both here. Their E25 goes to the middle, starts fighting our guy in the middle. Their even 90 has people tied up, and then I find this dude while I'm on a reload. The good news is that everybody's shooting him. That's helpful. There are two artillery I'm kind of expecting right now to just get absolutely annihilated. And probably from over-aggression, I should be out of this game. But I'm going to survive that, which is fine. I take it. I like it. We'll keep coming up here and see if we can't sneak a view on one of these guys. We have the stair sitting over here. I'm going to try to get a shot on that guy. Can't quite make it happen. There we go. And we get one on him. I'll back out of there. I'm down one shell. Here they come. T-20's coming after me. I'm just going to turn around and make a runner. I'm going to auto-aim this guy. And we'll just shoot as we go. Run, run, run. Oh, there's another guy. He shoots pretty quick. We'll try to auto-aim him. Very slow tank, trying to get around the corner. Put another shot on him. Oh, boy, and now all of a sudden we're down to 49 hit points. Just like that. 49 hit points, but we've done some decent damage. I've got 2100 spotting. Thank goodness the RD wasn't looking this way. I don't know where it was looking, but it was not apparently looking at me. Thank goodness. Otherwise, my game would be over. So some aggressive early, kind of active / passive up in front, got things moving. And this is really where this game gets a little more interesting. We've got a good push over here. Their 100-01 is doing the JOB over in the factory. He'll play into this in just a minute. The stair is still camping there. We got the WZ hiding in the back. And now we've got the T-29. So I can't get a shot on him because I think he's behind that rubble pile or that pipe. There's some pipes back there that give some cover. What I don't want to do is get spotted. Obviously, I don't want to get directly shot, but once spotted, I'm really worried that the RD might take an interest and try to finish off the scout. The T-29 eats it because the 40-43 hammers him, and those guys get some more shots. Now we've got a JP up there, and we find their Pantera, another tier 8, just sitting right there. Very surprised he wasn't able to just absolutely annihilate any push that was coming in, but we must have got some lucky misses and some shots bounced and such. Now he's behind a bunch of rubble and stuff. So if I'd had more hit points, I could have pushed in and got the lights. I'm kind of worried about the 122-44 sitting there because every second that goes by, the more reloaded the Pantera is. So we really need to find this guy. We can gang tackle him, but he's going to have 3 shots and probably does right about now. So a bit late on the movement by the E25. He finally finds this guy. Now we can take some shots on him while we are unspotted. He's trying to take out the E25, and he does so. Oh, and the last shot bounces. Absolutely painful. He just ended up angled there a bit. The 122-44 realizes he's got to get in there and finish this guy off. There we go. Shoots him on the run, which... thank goodness it hit. It's kind of a derpy gun. And then we'll push in. All right, like I said, this is a pretty close game. It looks like we've got the numbers, but that 100-01 down there is the X factor for the enemy team. And while I didn't play an amazing game, at least I'm still in it. I would really love to be able to take one hit from anything at this point. Ideally from the 100-01. I find this dude, he's not looking at me, thank goodness. We get him dead. And we'll come around this way. The JP2 is a problem. The IS is a problem, both of them for me, but they're very low hit points. It's that 900 hit point 100-01. That's the biggest issue. But I'm looking at this going, oh, look at this. We got this Oni. That's really nice. But the Oni is surrounded, isn't he, by 3 different tanks. So I'm going to try to get a shot on this guy. He dies. Okay, good enough. I was spotted. All right. Now, approach. Endgame approaches. This is something I talk about quite a bit. I wish I had more of a vote than 48 hit points, but this is what I've got. I was spotted, so he knows I'm coming. The Oni just died, so we no longer have the Oni, but we've got a good number of tanks right here, right? But we're all more or less one-shots to this guy. I guess the Progetto can take a couple. No, that's not true. We're all good, right? Okay, I thought we were all one-shots. I'm definitely one-shot. How do we want to make this approach? I'm spotted. I come in this way. He knows I'm moving. A good player is going to look at the situation and think to themselves, where's the most likely guy to show up? Well, that scout was raging in pretty hard. So I'm going to go over here and make a giant mistake. I just come over here and go, oh, there he is. And he's just looking exactly where I would have been looking. An unforced error. I poke out and let him hit me. I really didn't need to do that. All I needed to do was wait for these 3 to get in there. I was being a little bit greedy. I was assuming that he wasn't a very good player potentially, and I go exactly to the wrong spot. He saw me coming in. That's where I would have been aiming. Just for a little while, see if that light tank shows his face, and if I can get rid of him, great. And all of a sudden now I'm out of the game. And this is where I was talking about earlier about salt. I got irritated at this point at myself. So now I get the kill cam. That's who got me. And we have some guys pushing in. We got a Su-122-44, a Progetto. They go in after the IS. I think that's a good plan. And they get nuked. The 46 gets killed. It looks like he probably got double tapped by the IS and the 100. And now we're down to a T-69, a 122-44, and 2 artillery all of a sudden. And this is not looking good at all. I'm watching the T-69, and he's just kind of shooting as he goes. The 122-44, I don't understand this really. Just drives in. Then he kind of gets in the way. They did take a chunk off of him. The 122-44 is looking for the ability to get one more shot in there. He bounces with a rushed shot. And now I am very, very salty, right? Because I started with being the Muppet. And then everyone else rushes in there at these guys and gets killed instead of being careful, making crossfires. And here we are. Now, Corgi Onslaughts, who I have not mentioned yet, which is probably one of the better names. I didn't really notice this name until after he sent me the message, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But Corgi Onslaughts, fantastic name, by the way, dude. Well done on that one. Is going to roll in here with this T-69, and I'm thinking, well, we're just completely screwed. There is no way. This guy will never beat this 100-01. He comes in at the side, tries to sneak in. Oh, gets stuck. Bounces a shot. Think, well, at least he's reloaded. Eats 413. Gets rammed. And it just looks over, doesn't it, folks? I mean, unless the RD can get lucky in here. Oh, man, he gets a shot. He gets another shot. And he puts down the 100-01. And I don't know if you noticed my salty typing, but it was something to the extent of, oh great, this is a loss. Way to go, you guys. But you know what? It wasn't a loss, and Corgi Onslaughts made it happen at the end. These always get more exciting at the end when you make mistakes, right? That was a huge mistake. All I had to do is wait for those guys to come in, start to get engaged. Then I could have got my light tank in there and done some work, done some tracking, got some side shots, and get to the rear of some of those tanks. I would have been an extra tank in the mix, and once we jumped all over those guys, it would have not been as fast as a massacre as it was with only 3 of them or so. Right? Every extra tank you have in there is another shot they have to take. And I gave that option up when I poked in a really silly place. And then I proceeded to get salty, mostly because I was angry at myself for making that mistake, that unforced error. You can see how all those things then snowball down the ravine there to making a potential loss. And thank goodness old Corgi Onslaughts made it happen. I just want to give him a shout out right here because it was really well done. And then he sent me a message at the end. Even though I was a jackarse to him. Now, I didn't use any language or anything. I was just, being salty as far as, oh, great, this is an auto loss. Sends a message, says, hey, man, sorry about that. Standard gun, and I wasn't sure I was going to be able to pin that guy. I had to get around to his side. And I said, you know what, dude? Well done. Well done. I apologize. That was not the thing for me to do. But we all get there at some point. I think the key on that one is to realize that you're there and then do the appropriate thing afterwards as far as apologizing. But you also have to understand and realize that if someone proves you wrong, you've got to be able to go, yeah, mea culpa. Nicely done, Corgi Onslaughts. That was awesome. I think a good learning event right there. A good learning event for unforced errors and attitude in the game. All right, guys, that's all I've got for today. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it, and we will see you.